half for the turnover problems.
Rob Gibbons out, Steve Hansel in for the Redbirds, David Burkemper in, and Sean Doherty out for the Badgers. Here's Kelly now. He's double teamed. He gets it to Vershaw on the corner, who finds Coleman.
Good move by Wisconsin to avoid the traps and move the ball around the floor.
They've got 3 guards on the floor now. The Badgers do. Oriental for 3 with a hand in his face.
Top shot that time by Oriental. As you said, Dan Muller was flying at him. Dan 6'6", Oriental. Another turnover by Steve Hansel.
Steve Hansel has really struggled tonight, folks, after having an outstanding performance, 11 assists and no turnovers in the season opener on Sunday. He's turned the ball over frequently tonight. Again, a lot of that had to do with Hensi Oriental's quickness, but in that case, he was basically unguarded. Oriental pull-up jumper. He is on fire. He has 14 points. (49-38) the Wisconsin lead, and there's going to be a whistle. In fact, it's going to be a jump ball, and on alternating possession, the Redbirds get it.
I tell you, Oriental has just been on fire in the second half again. In the first half, he has 7 points. Got 7 points here in the second half with a 3-pointer and a couple of big shots for him. Just taking over in this game, and Illinois State trailing on the defensive end on several occasions, not able to come up with the ball.
While we're away, Dan Muller here is fouled in his attempts, and he'll go to the free throw line. It's 49-38, an 11-point lead for Wisconsin. The Redbirds trail by 3 at halftime, and Dick Bennett's team has just turned it up defensively.
I tell you, one thing that Dick Bennett's team is doing tonight is putting pressure on the ball. That's creating a lot of the unforced turnovers by the Redbirds and not giving them good looks inside, as we mentioned before, into Rico Hill and Leroy Watkins and even Dan Muller.
Into the bench will end up Andy Kowski. Sean Mason.
Mason and Kowski come in for Wisconsin. Kelly and Coleman leave the game. The younger players for the Badgers have played very well. You really haven't been able to tell that they've had at sometimes 3 freshmen on the floor at one point.
I tell you, they're playing very inspired basketball, being somewhat shorthanded, as we talked about Oki, Calderwood, and Duaney on the bench.
Back tap by Hill off the miss, and now Hansel for 3, missed the shot. Dan Muller up high for the rebound. He's fouled by Kowski.
Great effort that time by Dan Muller. Steve Hansel had a good look at the basket. Dan just came flying in, got above everybody, and ripped the ball down for the rebound, and was held as he's kept pulling away from Kowski to maintain possession for the Redbirds. See Dan get up high for the rebound. Kowski comes in and hacks him on the arm.
10-point game right now, 49-39 Badgers. Schaefbauer for 3, make it a 7-point game.
That time Schaefbauer had a much better balance, had legs underneath him, wasn't back on his heels, and you see the end result is a nice 3-pointer.
He's 3 out of 7 from the 3-point arch tonight. Here's Mason, and Skip that time got him in the body. Before the shot, it won't count.
Again, good awareness that time by Sean Mason as he's coming around the screen. You see the screen here coming in. Skip Schaefbauer's trailing on the play. Sean Mason takes advantage of it and takes into the basket and draws the foul. 3rd foul on Skip Schaefbauer.
And Vershaw to trigger now for Wisconsin. David Burkemper's re-entered the game, and that's him with the basketball, now to Mason. Back to Burkemper. Vershaw backdoor to Mason. Foul on Hill, and count the basket.
Great body control that time by Mason. Vershaw, good backdoor pass to Mason as he had got Skip Schaefbauer off balance, cuts back door on him. Good body control, great move, good shot, guys. That time Rico Hill comes over, gets him with the body, and Mason controls himself to knock it down.
We remind you that this guy had ACL injuries to both his knees, and he has been outstanding tonight. 18 points in leading the scoring. A foul at half court here on Oriental. That's only his first foul, which is amazing to me, as aggressive as he has played all night long, that's his first foul.
Yeah, that's the approach that the Badgers take, is trying to put ball pressure on and force the offense into some turnovers. And that's what's happened here to the Redbirds. First half, second, and start of the second half has been the same.
There's
7 turnovers in the first 10 minutes of each half.
The keys to tonight's game thus far have been Wisconsin's defensive intensity and the fact that Mason and Oriental have played great on both ends. And here's another steal by Hensel Oriental. He's been all over the place. On the offensive end, he missed it. Kowski the tip. He can't get it. Tipped up by Mason, no good. And Cartmel tracks it down. It's off of a hand and out of bounds. Wisconsin gets it.
It appeared as though Oriental was tossing out the play and knocked the ball out of bounds on Cartmel, but the official on top of the play called it out of bounds against the Redbirds. Ball back to Wisconsin. Dan Muller tries to drive the lane here. Oriental, good awareness, just reaches in and is able to strip the ball away and go the other way for Wisconsin.
Kowski down low.
That time Rico Hill went for the ball and the pass into the post, came up empty, and Kowski was wide open for a lay into the basket.
Ball knocked out by Oriental. The Redbirds are a bit dazed and a bit confused. It's Wisconsin 54, Illinois State 42 with 11:54 here to play in the second half in Madison. The Badgers have opened up a 12-point lead at 54-42 with under 12 minutes to play. We mentioned that the last time these two teams met was in the 1996 NIT here at the UW Fieldhouse. Second round of the National Invitation Tournament back in March of '96. Maurice Trotter hitting an outside jumper there for the Redbirds. He led 4 ISU players in double figures. He had 19. Rico Hill was just a freshman at that point, hitting a turnaround jumper. The Redbirds win that game 77-62 and advance to the NIT quarterfinals, but it's been a different story tonight as the defensive pressure of the Badgers has been the telling tale, and that's the reason why Wisconsin leads this one by 12.
Yeah, that was part of a great NIT run that the Redbirds had a couple years ago, and last year, of course, they were in the NCAA tournament, as were the Wisconsin Badgers, and both teams have high expectations again for this year.
The Badgers' appearance in the NCAA tournament last year was only their second in 50 years. Hansel looked to go inside, an offensive foul on Leroy Watkins.
Watkins, his 4th foul. Again, trying to establish position on the post, just a little too active with his arms. Kevin Stallings glaring at him right now to head down the floor, not compound the problem by getting a technical.
Well, in his first game back from injury, Leroy Watkins has 0 points. In fact, he has yet to take a shot, 4 fouls, and 2 turnovers. So it has not been a memorable night for Watkins. Redbirds try to pick up the tempo with a little backcourt pressure, but it's broken easily by the Badgers. Here's Mason. He finds Kowski, missed the reverse layup. He got himself too far underneath the basket.
Good block that time by Rico Hill as Kowski got the ball inside.
Cartmel down. Schaefer thought about the 3, and as he drove to the basket, he drew the foul on Mason.
Mason pleading with the official, and he's been getting the call all night long, and now Skip Schaefer was able to draw the foul on Mason, and good call by the official as he was a little bit too much contact that time on the drive. Mason's still pleading his case.
He's done everything well tonight. He's played defense well. He's scored well. Big reason why the Badgers have that lead. Schaefer is a 73% free thrower. Here's that block down on the other end.
Yeah, Kowski again gets the ball, goes up strong. Rico Hill comes in from the help side, gets a piece of the ball, and is able to get control of it and toss it back into Cartmel to head the other way for the Redbirds.
Mike Kelly has come in now to replace Mason. Off the missed free throw, long back tap out. Muller finds Schaefer, who now finds Hill for the turnaround jumper, so the Redbirds convert him, turn it into a 3-point possession.
Tough fadeaway that time by Rico Hill. Mark Vershaw was all over him. Good defensive effort that time by Vershaw. Hill was able to knock it down.
Rico with 19 points. Here's Vershaw now. He notices the double team and finds a wide open Hensel Oriental.
Great pass by Vershaw. He's got great awareness when he has the ball. He's a good ball handler, good passer for a big man.
Reach-in foul now in Oriental. That'll be his second, but he has had an all-world night tonight. He's 7 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from the three-point arch for 17 points. As we said, his career high is 19, so he's flirting with that career high with still 11 minutes to play.
Yeah, and coming into this game with their floor leader, Ty Calderwood, on the bench, they needed guard play out of Oriental and Sean Mason, and that's exactly what they've gotten.
Calderwood with a knee injury. Doc Duaney with an ankle injury, and Sam Oakey on suspension, so 3 pretty vital cogs to the Badgers machine not playing tonight, but Mason and Oriental certainly have picked it up. There's Ty Calderwood right now. Joliet Township. He's had tendonitis in his knee, and he hasn't even dressed in a couple of their games. Both free throws made by Hansel. It's a 10-point lead. Ball knocked out of bounds by Hansel. Crowd wanted a foul. That was Sam Oakey. That you got to look at him. He's on suspension. His suspension ends tonight, so he'll play in the Badgers' next game, which is on the road at Pepperdine.
As will Jamar Smiley for the Redbirds.
Redbirds again. Try that zone press. Trying to get this game to get a little bit more up-tempo. They need some more possessions. Here's Oriental with the fadeaway. He missed it. That's as bad as he's looked all night because he's looked great on every other shot. Hansel turned it over again.
Boy, and Kevin Stallings and the rest of the Redbirds just cannot believe it. And Steve Hensel is getting very frustrated with himself at this point, just not having good control of the ball as he's coming down. And what we've seen out of him in the past couple games is he's able to stop on a dime and make that play, and just hasn't been able to come up with it tonight.
Well, in this case, they have missed the quickness and the floor leadership, really, of Jamar Smiley. Under 10 minutes to play now, a 10-point Wisconsin lead of 57-47 here in Madison. Oriental scooped it up, missed the shot. Kowski tried to tip it, couldn't get it. Here's Dan Muller now. Redbirds with a 4-on-2 if they hurry. Schaefauer didn't like the numbers, so he stopped, and he hands to Hill, whose fadeaway jumper was through a double team, but Muller goes and tracks down the rebound. Stallings is praying for a foul. Here's Hansel for open 3 shot. He can't get it, and it's going to be a foul now on Kelly, who evidently bumped Muller on the way up on the offensive board.
Yeah, Muller again went after the ball hard on the rebound. Steve Hensel didn't have a very good look at the ball and had a guy flying at him. Had a good opportunity to give him a little shot fake and a clear drive to the basket. See Hensel take the shot from the right wing. Dan Muller flying in, gets fouled from behind by Kelly, and he'll go to the line for a one-on-one opportunity.
So Muller to the free throw line, 78% in his Redbird career. The Redbirds are going to have to make some free throws here now to get this game back into a reachable goal. I mean, a lot of basketball left to be played, but right now the Redbirds have got to take really advantage of every one of their offensive possessions, because every offensive possession has been a struggle thanks to that defensive intensity by the Badgers.
And really what's going to get it back in this game is taking care of the ball and picking it up on the defensive end. Wisconsin's had too many clear looks at the basket.
Again, the Redbirds show that backcourt pressure, but the Badgers snapping, and Mark Vershaw left open for the lay-in.
Good high-low action that time by Wisconsin as Daugherty got the ball up high.
And Rico Hill traveled. 19 Illinois State turnovers.
Rico getting a little anxious that time as he had Vershaw out on the floor, thought he could get around him. Just took a couple of small steps before he got going and called for the travel. Another unforced turnover by the Redbirds. That's 19.
Nine-minute mark now. 9 minutes to play. Still a 10-point Wisconsin lead at 59-49. Daugherty with Muller on him. Now Vershaw, and Hill's going to be whistled for the foul.
Well, good job by Vershaw that time. He started out on the opposite block, flashes through the ball. Rico Hill was trailing on the play. Vershaw very active on the offensive end, not only trying to look for open opportunities when he's being double teamed, but just to try to get his own scoring opportunities.
Wisconsin has done a great job all night of recognizing double teams and recognizing mismatches. Sean Daugherty, who we talked about at the top of the broadcast, coming off a 22-point performance against Marquette, has been relatively quiet with just 6 points. It's been the other guys who've chipped in, including this guy, Vershaw. He's got 8 now.
That last foul on Rico Hill sends him to the bench with 4. He's leading scorer in the game for the Redbirds with 19, the leading scorer for both teams in the game. And big loss right there, right now at this point with 8 minutes to go for the Redbirds, down by 11, make it 12.
61-49, Wisconsin with the lead now. And with the Redbirds' top offensive weapon, Rico Hill, on the bench with 4 fouls, ISU will be looking for some outside shooting, and there's Cartmill to answer. Cartmill
is always the spark plug off the bench, looking for his scoring opportunities, knocks that one down, gives him 5 points for the game. Excuse me, 7 points for the game.
Kelly went right around Hansen, laid it in, and drew the foul. But actually, it's going to be an offensive foul. They're going to count the basket.
Yeah, the ball was released before he made contact with Rob Gibbons, so the shot will count. Gibbons will go to the other end to shoot 2. Great awareness that time by Kelly. Had Steve Hensel behind him. As you see, the ball is released before he makes contact with Rob Gibbons. The basket does count in that situation. Again, hesitation by Kelly, gets by Hensel. The ball is released before he makes contact with Gibbons. Basket counts. Gibbons will shoot 2.
At the line is Gibbons.
And as we said, if the Redbirds are going to make a run here, they're going to have to do it at the free throw line where Gibbons stands right now. He had a career-high performance on Sunday against Oakland with 13 points and 7 rebounds.
Those are his first points of the ball game right there at the free throw line, but again, it draws the Redbirds within 10.
ISU is going to have to hang around and maybe cash in on some three-point shots until Rico gets off the bench. There's Kelly right through the defense. He's played a lot older than his years. He's just a freshman in his second collegiate game, and he's played some very heady basketball
Great
tonight.
Cut that time by Kelly, too. As soon as he got rid of the ball, goes straight to the basket. Burkemper found him, took the ball right at the basket and laid it in.
Officials timeout. 7 minutes and 55 seconds to play here in the second half. The Wisconsin faithful on their feet. Their Badgers lead the Redbirds 65-53. Here in Madison, the Badgers lead the Redbirds 65-53. We'll remind you that our next televised game here on CBS 31 comes on Tuesday, the 16th of December. We'll be in Chicago as Illinois State travels to play Jimmy Collins and the University of Illinois at Chicago, the UIC Flames. That's a 7 o'clock broadcast, the 16th of December, our next TV game here on CBS 31. The first TV game of the year so far hasn't gone very well for the Redbirds. They've turned the ball over too many times, 19 times, and that's the reason why they're down by a dozen. Here's Dan Muller now for 3. He missed it badly.
Good job by Sean Daugherty, flying at the shot of Dan Muller, bothering it just enough for Dan to try to adjust mid-air. Didn't come up with anything.
Leroy Watkins is back in the game with 4 fouls. Underneath to Coleman, but it's going to be a foul on the floor. Skip Schaefer coming over to help out, got him before the attempted dunk.
Again, good ball movement by Wisconsin, realizing that Illinois State is doubling the post when it goes inside. They had Dan Muller and Leroy Watkins both guarding Sean Daugherty out on the floor as they move the ball around. They're able to find the open man, Booker Coleman, underneath. Schaefer comes up with a foul that prevents Coleman from going in for the easy 2.
So Coleman to the free throw line now. He's just a 33%er. Senior forward out of Jamestown, New York. Missed it. Watkins the rebound. Well, you fouled the right guy to put him to the free throw line. And now Leroy with the turnaround lefty hook. Missed it. Muller had the ball knocked out of his hands, and Daugherty the rebound.
Again, just got one hand on the ball, unable to get the other hand on it, in there, and wasn't able to pull it down.
Kind of night it's been for the Redbirds as we approach the 7-minute mark left here in the second half. Mason finds Daugherty, who pulls up and hits the jumper.
Tough shot. First he looked off Schaefer so he could get a clean look at the basket. That's what he got. Muller was too far away from him. He just knocked down the 15-footer.
A quiet 8 points tonight for Daugherty, and a 3-point answer by Skip Schaefer.
Schaefer again doing a good job coming off the screen, getting himself set. Gets his legs underneath him, is able to knock it down.
He has 13 on 4 of 8 from the 3-point arc. Good
job by Coleman to bring the ball back out as he didn't have a clean shot at the basket.
Burkemper down to Coleman. Up and in, and a foul on Muller.
Good pump fake here. Good job by Burkemper to get the ball into Coleman. This time he gets the ball within range. Nice little pump fake, gets Watkins up. Muller comes from behind, gets him on the arm as the ball goes in. Coleman to go to the line for a three-point opportunity.
Leroy is playing with 4 fouls. Rico Hill is on the bench with 4 fouls. And now Skip Schaefauer has 4 fouls. Missed on the attempted three-point conversion. It's a 69-56, 13-point Badger lead as we crawl closer to the 6-minute mark now left. Hansel bothered by Kelly. Cartmill to the baseline. Missed the shot, tipped up and in by Watkins. His first basket of the night.
That's a good job by Cartmill to take the ball to the basket. They were overplaying the pass back out to reverse the ball on the offensive end. Watkins just comes in and tips it in for an easy 2.
ISU had a chance at a turnover here. The ball was knocked into the corner, but Dan Muller couldn't go and track it down. Slipped off his hands and out of bounds. And now Rico Hill's coming to the scores table. He'll check back in at the 5:41 mark with his 4th foul. He replaces Steve Hansel.
Again, as you said, you got Watkins and Hill both with 4 fouls, Muller with 3.
And Schaefauer with 4 as well.
Schaefauer with 4, yeah. I mean, they're in foul trouble right now. They need to not pick up any silly fouls in this situation, but they can't give Wisconsin any easy baskets. Down by 11 with 5:41 to go.
Mason around a screen from Vershaw. Down to the baseline and blocked and out of bounds. Leroy Watkins. dangerously close to being whistled for his 5th foul.
Very fortunate to get away with a no call there. Or it appeared as though Mason was a little out of control as he was going in there, but again, initiating the action, trying to draw the foul, knowing that the Redbirds are in foul difficulties. Watkins trying to avoid the body that time, and the official gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Under 5.5 minutes to play now. There's Doherty.
That's where they want to go, inside to try to draw a 5th foul.
Now Mason had the ball slapped out of his hands by Cartmill. To Muller, now ahead to Schaefauer. 1 man to beat. He leaves it nicely for Muller.
Great hustle that time by Dan Muller. He could have simply thrown the ball up to Schaefauer and then laid back on the play, but he trailed, and Schaefauer rewarded him by giving the ball back to him for an easy lay-in.
69-60. Long pass ahead, and Watkins is going to be hammered on his 5th foul, I believe.
I believe he is. It's unfortunate. Both players went after the ball hard, and Watkins is going to get called for his 5th foul.
Got him with the body, and that's foul number 5 on Leroy Watkins. Badger fans
wanting Watkins to take a seat.
Marching his steps to the bench.
And for Watkins, for 11, Hansel. At the line for the Badgers, Sean Mason.
Redbirds definitely with a quick lineup in there now as Dan Muller moves to the front line as Leroy Watkins takes a seat with his 5th foul. Mason has been the go-to guy all night long. He's 6 out of 7 from the free throw line now with 19 points.
19 points for Mason, 17 points for Oriental. Mason has now tied his career high with 20 points. (71-60), 11-point Badger lead, 4:44 to play. Here's Schaefauer answering for 3. Never count the Redbirds out when you've got him on the floor.
Skip's trying to lobby for a foul that time as he got hit on the arm. That time it appeared as though he's almost shooting off 1 foot, a little off balance, but again, he's feeling it right now and is able to knock it down. Schaefauer 5 out of 9 from 3-point range. Let's take a look at this one. Mason comes over, may have gotten a piece of the arm, but it's more of Schaefauer's follow-through than it was Mason trying to foul him on the play.
Redbirds back to within 8 now. It's the closest they've been in quite some time. 71-63 with 4:40 to play. And Skip Schaefbauer is 5 out of 9 from the three-point arch tonight. 16 points.
And again, the Redbirds have a quick lineup in there. They've got their three-point shooters with Schaefbauer, Muller, Hansel, and Kyle Cartmill, and even Rico Hill has hit a three-point shot in this game. So they've got players in there that can knock it down, but still there's a lot of time left in this game. 4:40. You can't be giving up easy baskets at this point, and there's no necessarily urgency to foul in this situation. Try to get the ball back defensively first.
Mason on the other end now. Offensive foul. Somehow he must have pushed off on Kyle Cartmill.
Yeah, it was a little bit screened on the play from the official in front of us, but it appeared as though Mason had a step initially on Cartmill, and Cartmill did a good job of hustling down the floor. Let's take a look at it here. Maybe get a good look at it. Again, Cartmill trying to get in position. Mason just pushes off. Cartmill doing a good job of trying to initiate the contact and draw the foul, and does just that, and drawing the foul and going the other way for the Redbirds.
And there you see Dick Bennett's opinion of that call. Wow. Break for the Redbirds. Here's Hill now. Again, he's playing with 4 fouls. Vershaw knocked the ball out of his hands. Over to Muller. Back to Hill. Spin move.
That's 5 fouls on Rico Hill.
Now he's done.
Again, it's Pennsy Oriental right on top of the play. Helping out is Rico Hill flying down the lane. Oriental did a good job of realizing from the weak side that Vershaw was beaten on the play. Watch him slide in. Rico dips that shoulder and charges into him for his 5th foul, and he'll take a seat next to Leroy Watkins on the bench.
Well, with Rico Hill and Leroy Watkins now disqualified, the Redbirds will play the final 4 minutes and 16 seconds without some meat down low.
Rico Hill leads the game with 19 points. Good effort. You know, again, he's second game back from his injured foot. Just couldn't get enough mileage out of him tonight.
Near steal by Cartmill as he gambled on Burkemper, and Hansel's going to be whistled for the reach in.
Redbirds trying to pick up the effort defensively, get an easy steal. Wisconsin doing a good job at this point of taking care of the ball and passing it up the floor instead of trying to dribble out of the traps.
At the line for the Badgers, David Burkemper, shooting 2.
So Burkemper now to the free throw line, senior from Hubertus, Wisconsin. In his entire career, he's only been to the free throw line 8 times.
I tell you, Dick Bennett really likes a player like Burkemper too. He's just a hard-nosed player, does a lot of little things right for the team, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and just a good, solid all-around player for them off the bench.
He makes 1 out of 2 in his career now. He's just 8 out of 10 at the free throw line. 80%, but not a whole lot of attempts. Under 4 minutes to play now. You see the time in the corner, 72-63. Now Schaefbauer for 3. Back of the iron, Kelly up high for the rebound.
I tell you, Kelly is a good-looking freshman. He's played tremendous in this game against Illinois State, and the pressure, again, with Ty Calderwood on the bench.
Now Vershaw working on Gibbons. Finds Oriental. They'll try to milk some clock now. And he stepped on the end line, so a turnover by Badgers.
Good job by Gibbons that time cutting off the baseline. Oriental stepped out of bounds.
3 minutes and 37 seconds left here in the second half. Redbirds have some work to do. They trail Wisconsin here at the UW Fieldhouse, 72-63. Get 4 Pepsis and popcorn and their admission for $12. And when we next see you, Jamar Smiley will be wearing a Redbird uniform. His 2-game suspension is over, and he'll be able to play on Saturday against Pitt. And the Redbirds really have missed his leadership tonight, man.
Well, they have, and Wisconsin's missed the leadership of their star players, Calderwood and Oki as well. So Kevin Stallings believes that you play with what you have, and Steve Hensel just didn't play to his abilities this evening.
Schaefbauer missed on his 3-point attempt, and now the Badgers with Vershaw backing in on Gibbons. Nice move by Mark Vershaw.
Vershaw playing very confident here in the offensive end in the second half, and being a big lift for the Badgers.
10 points. His best game so far in his 2-game collegiate career. Ball on the floor. Hansel had it knocked out of his hands, and Oriental comes up with it. That's the 9th steal tonight for the Wisconsin defense.
And another turnover for Steve Hansel. I believe that's 8 in the game for him.
Redbirds with 21 turnovers on the night, and it's hard to win with those kind of statistics. Oriental had a shot blocked by Hansel on the floor and out of bounds to Wisconsin.
Yeah, Hansel that time got his hand in on the ball. Actually blocked the first shot by Oriental. As it came in off the rebound, he got his hand in on it again, knocked it out of bounds.
Mason re-enters the game. Oriental leaves the game. Ryan Crowley's going to see some action. Sophomore guard out of Naperville. And Rob Gibbons to the bench. So Kevin Stallings going with a smaller, quicker lineup here.
With Crowley on Vershaw, look to Wisconsin to go inside to Vershaw on this play.
Mason behind a screen from Vershaw. Do they try the pick and roll? Nope. Here's Kelly now. Doherty finds Vershaw around the basket. He drew the foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
Again, good movement that time between the post players for Wisconsin. You have Sean Doherty and Mark Vershaw working very well together inside. They realize that when they get the ball on the blocks, they're going to be double teamed. Doherty gets the ball this time, dumps it off to Vershaw opposite. Take a look at Doherty turning around, finding Vershaw on the opposite block, goes up, goes strong to the basket. Muller comes over the top for the foul, his fourth.
Mark Vershaw has been terrific tonight. He's perfect from the field, 3 out of 3. And that's his first miss from the free throw line. 4 out of 5 there. He's got 10 points, 3 rebounds.
Great performance out of the freshman from East Peoria. A lot of people in Central Illinois realize what he's capable of. As East Peoria in a couple of the games had some great contests with Manual in the Civic Center. And,
right.
And Manual, as we all know, won 4 state titles in the Illinois area.
His Red Raider fans back home can be proud of him tonight. Missed them both. Steve Hansel the rebound. 74-63, an 11-point Wisconsin lead. Hansel tripped again on the floor. Oriental tied him up. And it's going to go back to Wisconsin. That's the kind of night it's been for Steve Hansel, folks. He has just been frustrated beyond belief and seemingly has lost some confidence. Crowley back in. He replaces Ben Holmstrom, who was just in briefly.
As we touched on several times during the game, Steve Hansel just not taking care of the ball. And that's Steve's 9th turnover against, and he has no assists.
Mark Vershaw's going to quickly call timeout. He couldn't get anybody in on the inbounds pass. And so Dick Bennett has whistled a 20-second timeout, 2:05 to play. And on this 20-second timeout, they'll remap their strategy ahead, 74-63. Redbirds really at this point, Matt, have to hope that their three-point shooting can really come through in the clutch here, because the defense has been outstanding for Wisconsin, and you can't imagine that they're going to give up too many cheap baskets down low.
No, and I tell you, Wisconsin knows exactly what the Redbirds are trying to do here, and who to guard and who the hot man is for the Redbirds. Skip Schaefbauer is 5 for 11 3-point range, and the Redbirds as a team are 8 for 20 for 40%. So they've got some guys out there now that can knock it down, but that's exactly what Wisconsin is looking for and is going to be defending against.
Vershaw to trigger right in front of the ISU bench. Kelly, Burkemper, Doherty, and Mason on the floor for the Badgers. Schaefbauer, Hansel, Crowley, Cartmill, and Muller on the floor for the Redbirds here in the final 2 minutes as we hit the 2-minute mark. And the Badgers will try to spread the floor out.
Good movement by Wisconsin, trying to get the ball around and avoid the traps. .12 on the shot clock. Mason double team now. Skip Schaefbauer near steal, and he went sliding into the scorer's table. Great hustle by Skip, and you know, this point in the game where you can sacrifice your body to try to get the ball back. And as Wisconsin's moving the ball around, you see Mason dribbling out of the trap situation, turns back around, and Schaefbauer hustles in on the play to knock it out of bounds, sacrificing his body, as I mentioned. Skip still playing aggressive despite being strapped by 4 fouls. He's got 16 points tonight thanks to his 5 3-pointers and a free throw. With 1:38 in the game now, if the Redbirds aren't able to steal the inbounds pass, they're going to have to look to foul. Vershaw gets it into Burkemper now with Cartmill on him. That was probably the player to foul right there.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Doherty fouled on the floor by Crowley.
Now again, with 9 seconds on the shot clock as they're taking the ball out of bounds, they probably want to try to get a shot clock violation before they fouled. But again, Burkhammer not a very frequent free throw shooter, so that might have been an opportunity that they passed up. Ryan Crowley pushing off on Sean Doherty, caught for the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
For the Badgers, Sean Doherty shooting 2.
Senior forward from Vincennes, Indiana, and clearly one of the team leaders on this club. And we mentioned really having to step it up with Sam Oakey not in the lineup, with Dwayne not in the lineup, with Ty Calderwood not in the lineup. The Badgers were short on talent tonight as far as their personnel was concerned, but long on heart. And they have played an excellent ball game and stuck it to the 24th ranked Redbirds this evening. Here's Cartmill now. He finds Muller in the corner for 3. He missed it. And the rebound stripped down now by Burkhamper. He finds Oriental as we approach under 90 seconds now to go. Into a double team, and a whistle. It's going to be a reach-in foul on one of the Redbirds, either Hansel or Cartmill.
Again, Muller taking the shot from the corner, just unable to connect. Good defensive pressure that time again by Doherty at 6'11", flying out at the shot. Wisconsin doing a good job of tracking the rebound down and going the other way and going to the free throw line.
We've already mentioned that Sean Mason has tied his career high with 20 points for the Badgers. And Oriental with a chance to tie his career. He's sitting on 17. His career best is a 19-point effort. And he missed that free throw. He would have had an opportunity to do it right here at the free throw line with a pair of these free throws. Now he's got 18 on the night after that second make, 76-63. It's a 13-point Badger lead as we get close to the 1-minute mark now. Muller for 3. Can't get it. Ryan Crowley the rebound, and he's fouled by Vershaw.
Not something in that situation that Dick Bennett would have liked to see is, first of all, a rebound by Crowley over Vershaw, but then to foul him and allow them to score points with the clock stopped.
Redbirds will be home on Saturday against Pitt. The Pitt Panthers coming to Redbird Arena. It'll be the first Big East team to ever come to Redbird Arena. As Crowley misses the free throw. That's a 7:05 start time on Saturday night. Crowley, if you're not familiar with him, 6'5", sophomore, Naperville, Illinois, I'm sorry. Missed them both. Doherty the rebound. A minute to go in this one.
1 minute remaining in the game.
Doherty on the other end. And he's fouled in the basket.
Doherty.
He gift wrapped this one for the Redbirds. Starting it on one end with the defensive rebound, coming on the other end and finishing and drawing the foul on Hansel.
Great job by, first of all, Mason to get the ball up to Burkhamper. And Burkhamper keeping his awareness of who's on the floor and who's trailing the play. Doherty just goes up strong with the ball. 6'11" against the 6'4" Steve Hansel. Was able to draw the contact and knock the ball down.
3 Redbirds now have fouled out as Hansel joins Rico Hill and Leroy Watkins on the disqualified list, and Joe Hines going to come into the bench, come off the bench into the game to replace him. I can't remember the last time the Redbirds had 3 players fall out of a game.
No, I mean, I don't think we saw that all last year, and something, as you said, we're very unaccustomed to.
Under a minute to go now. Near steal by Oriental. He's still playing hard, even though his team is up by 15 points with 52 seconds left.
I'll tell you, Wisconsin really came out tonight after a loss Friday against Marquette at home, realizing that even without the players that they have on the bench that are normal top performers for them, they need to come out with a spirited effort, and that's exactly what we've seen tonight.
A lot of long faces on the Redbird bench. They'll take that 3.5-hour bus trip back to Bloomington Normal and see if they can't regroup for Saturday's game against Pitt. Probably still 0 for at the free throw line, now 0 for 3. Badgers are going to say goodbye to this venerable old building. They've been playing here since 1930, but they've got a brand spanking new facility, the Kohl Center, which will open up in mid-January. So this will be one of the final games that you'll see here at the UW Fieldhouse. And then they'll open up the Fieldhouse or the new Kohl Center against Northwestern in mid-January. 78-64, 14-point Wisconsin lead. You see the time in the corner. We're under 35 seconds to play now.
About a 15-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So right now, Wisconsin content to run out the clock.
Nice finger roll that time by Mark Vershaw. And his career high at 12 points will be something that he'll be able to brag about for a while in Central Illinois. Crowley's going to go back to the free throw line as he drew a foul that time on Mason.
Well, I tell you, Vershaw has really stepped it up here in the second half and has been a big reason why they're able to fight off the Redbirds. 4 points in the first half, 8 big points here in the second half, doing a great job offensively, looking for his opportunities, finding the open man, and just doing an all-out great job for Dick Bennett and the Badgers here tonight.
And there's some substitutions coming in now as Mark Vershaw and Sean Mason leave the basketball game. Andy Kowski's in. Maurice Linton is in. We're going to see Brian Vraney coming in the ball game. And hence the Oriental back in. So wholesale changes as Dick Bennett empties out his bench here in the final few seconds of the game. And Ronald Van Velzen is also going to come in with Ben Holmstrom for ISU. So both sides now letting some of their reserves play. And it's a nice gesture for Dick Bennett to let his bench players get some action in front of their home fans. Wisconsin 51-14 at home over the last 4 years after tonight. They have an all-time winning percentage of 63% in this building. 530 wins dating back to 1930 in this place. So it's been quite a home court advantage for this team. 2 for 2 that time for Ryan Crowley, so he is in the scorebook with his first 2 points. 80-65 now, a 15-point Wisconsin lead as we're down to the final 15 seconds left in this one. Badgers will improve to 1-1 and Redbirds will drop to 1-1. Ryan Crowley tipped the ball right off of Maurice Linton in front of us. And so the Redbirds will likely have the last possession of this one.
Good hustle again by Ryan Crowley, getting into the end of the game and doing a good job for the Birds off the bench. Just a little too much room to make up at this point.
Final seconds of the ball game. Kyle Cartmill with the last shot of the game missed it. Andy Kowski the rebound. And the final score is Wisconsin 80 and Illinois State 66. Dick Bennett and Kevin Stallings shake hands at midcourt after a 14-point Badger win. Back to wrap it up in a minute.